So before we start handwriting, I wanted to teach you something about Magic C. So how about a little really easy magic experiment? So voila, plain hand, nothing up my sleeve. Are you ready for this? Here we go. My magic cloth. Now, everybody say abracadabra. Ready? Abracadabra. Look at that. Guess what that is? That is a magic C. Try making it with your hands. Sometimes I like to do it with both hands. And then watch to see what I can do with Magic C. We'll look at all these letters by themselves, but I just want you to see what Magic C can make. Here's a lowercase Magic C. Now a lowercase Magic C can become a lowercase o. All you do is keep going and close it up. It can also become a lowercase a. Now you never left your pencil once you put it down. Now helicopter up, back down and bump. It can become a lowercase d, Magic C, but you helicopter up taller and come back down and bump. Here's a lowercase g. There's that Magic C again. This time you go into the deep dark basement. Here's a Q. Now Q goes in the basement and U turns because it loves you and you always follows behind. And the last one, you would make a small Magic C and you turn around and go the other way. Guess what you made? An S. So C, O, A, D, G, Q, S. I want to show you one more thing that you can do to help you remember the sounds the letters make, because that's how you learn how to read. I remember that the first sound I learned for the letter C is k, k, cat. So I can turn this C into a cat. C says k. O says ah, like an octopus. So I'm going to give this O 2 eyes, 8 legs, and they kind of have a beak. So here's my octopus beak. When I look at the letter A, it reminds me of an apple. So I draw the stem and the leaf to remind me A says ah. Now the letter D says d, like in drum. So I'm turning the Magic C into a drum and the tall helicopter into a drumstick. D. Now G, I am drawing a grandma. And here is how you remember which way to turn when you go into that deep dark basement. Grandma loves to make cookies, but when you eat cookies, sometimes you drop the crumbs. So I'm going to put some cookie crumbs here, and I want to catch the crumbs. That's why I turn that way. Now, Q, U always goes together in the English language, and Q, U together make the sound qu. So the picture I remember is a queen, and I always remember that the queen loves you, who is coming along behind. So Q, U says qu. S reminds me of a snake, because S says S. So what I do is I give it a head and a forked tongue, and I make a slithery snake. So when you're working on those abracadabra Magic C letters, take your time. Start them where you should start them, and end them wherever they're supposed to end very carefully, because the more you practice now, the more magical and lovely your handwriting will be. Just wait and see. Get it? Bye, you guys.